Cultural appropriation is the adoption or use of elements of one culture by members of a different culture. It is something that affects all cultures: Black, Hispanic, Native or Indigenous, and many more. One of the latest instances of cultural appropriation was Justin Bieber's dreadlocks. With his dreads, you either loved them and defended them fiercely, or hated them and tried to expose the irresponsibility of his actions. Justin Bieber's dreads were a big deal because by him adopting that piece of Black culture, he's furthering a power dynamic between an oppressed group and a dominant group, in which the dominant group takes from the oppressed group without permission or appreciation of its history. I wanted to find out more about cultural appropriation, but specific to one of the most appropriated cultures, South Asian culture. I asked Tasmi Imlak, who identifies as Bengali and Muslim, about the appropriation of her culture.
Production.
Okay, so for me, cultural appropriation is when people take something of someone else's culture and makes it into theirs, or disrespects it and misuses it in a way that just isn't the way it's supposed to be used.
Production.
So I'm South Asian, I'm from Bangladesh. So a lot of ways that my culture is appropriated is especially at Coachella. So a lot of people like Kendall Jenner and Kylie Jenner, they wear bindis, which is really important to my culture because it represents like the intelligence of women, like a third eye. But people just use it like in a really disrespectful way, and they just like misuse it, and it's like not cool at all. And also another one is the use of henna. A lot of people put it on and like do like really weird designs like stars and whatnot, and like that's just not how it's used. Like for us, it's like really important because as a Muslim also, like our prophet used it, so it's really like important in terms of religion. And then culturally it's important because it like represents the blessings of our ancestors. So like when people just use it for a Coachella or whatever, it's just not cool. Well, for me, I was kind of privileged in the way that like most people didn't really like kind of like disrespect me for ever being proud of my culture, but I did see a lot of other people, like my best friends, being disrespected when I was younger. So a lot of people would call them terrorists and stuff for wearing like henna to school after Eid, which is like one of our important celebrations where we usually apply henna on our hands. So a lot of my friends were called terrorists or like usually made fun of, and like that was really hurtful for me because like obviously those are like my best friends. I feel like a lot of people just misuse like things like henna, and just not nice at all. Like how it can stop is instead of appropriating, you can appreciate a culture. So definitely like take part in like festivals and stuff, but don't like wear things of the different culture that you're not part of. And you can also like definitely be educated in the culture instead of wearing things before not even knowing why it's used or how it's used or what the significance is.